Okay, so why do you think that these problems are different than the problems we did yesterday? Look at the whole page. They all have a number in the front. They all have a coefficient greater than 1. Okay? So that's what's the difference between today's work and yesterday's work. So what we're going to do is still the same thing. We're going to make our box. So I need you to be writing this on a separate sheet of paper. We got to show all our work, and you have to write every single thing that I'm writing down. I'm still going to put the first term in the front, 2x squared, and the last term in the last box. Same thing. Except now, I am not looking for factors of 2. I am not looking for factors of 2. So you need to take A and C. This is your A. This is your B. This is your C. You need to take A and B and multiply them from now on. Okay? You did the same thing yesterday, but it was 1 times that number, so you always get that same number. So A times C, and that'll give you the factor that you need. So right now I have 2 times negative 4. What's 2 times negative 2? What's 2 times negative 2? I need factors of 4. Factors of 4. So what are my factors of 4? 2 times 2, 1 times 4, and that's it. Right? You're still going to ask yourself the same question. Which one of these gives me a sum or a difference of the B? No, A and C are multiplied. And then we find a sum or a difference of B. So this is A, negative 3, right? 3. So which one of these gives you a sum or a difference of 3? 1 and 4. If you subtract them, that means if I take the difference of 1 and 4, that'll give me 3. That means one of them is going to be positive, one of them is going to be negative. So I'm going to put my numbers here, 1x, 4x, and the order doesn't matter. You could have put the 1 and the 4 in different spaces. So remember the trick I told you? This is the symbol that's going to go with the bigger number. So which one of these two is the bigger number? 4. So the 4 is going to take the negative. The smaller number takes the positive. Okay, and that normally works. If you can't remember that, you just put it in the calculator. So negative 4 plus 1 gives you negative 3. Okay? Now here's the difference between yesterday and today. Yesterday we said, hey, x times x gives you x squared. Well, now I have to worry about a 2 in the front. 1 times 1 is 1. I'm going to have to put a 2 in one of these. Right? Because 1 times 2 gives you 2. I need them to multiply and give me that 2. So here's what we're going to do. You're going to look at both of these numbers inside. Can both of these be divided by 2? No. Then you're going to look at both of these numbers. Can both of these be divided by 2? Yes. So this top one is going to take the 2 because this can be divided by 2 and this can be divided by 2. Okay? And then we just kind of divide. So what's negative 4? See, I need 2 times something to give me the negative 4. So the opposite would be to divide. So what's negative 4 divided by 2? Negative 2. And it's the same thing we did yesterday because this is like saying 1 divided by 1 gives you what? 1, positive 1. Okay? We have to still make sure that everything works. So We're going to multiply the 1 times the negative 2. Does it give you negative 2? Yes. And when you added these, it gave you negative 3. So everything works. My factors are x minus 2 and 2x plus 1. Okay, so the next example we're going to do is problem number 2. I need you to write it down, and let's start filling in the box. Write down problem number 2 on your paper, on your scratch sheet of paper, your work paper, and then we're going to fill in the box. So in the box, we only put the first term and the last term. The first term is 3m squared, and the last term is negative 3. And what kind of factors am I looking for? Factors of 3? No, factors of 9, because you have to take these two and multiply them. So 3 times negative 3 gives me a negative 9, so I need factors of 9. That's what I'm looking for. 1 times 9 gives me 9, and 3 times 3 gives me 9, and those are the only factors of 9. So my next question is, which one of those two gives me a sum or a difference? You're writing this down, a sum or a difference of 8. 1 and 9, if you do what? Subtract them. So difference. If I take the difference of those two, it'll give me 8. So I'm going to put 1m and 9m in my diagonals, and the order doesn't matter. And because I said it's going to be a difference, then one has to be positive, one has to be negative. So you look at the sign up at the top, the sign is a negative, so the bigger number takes this sign. Which one's the bigger number? 9. So if I put 9, if I make 9 a negative, and I make 1 a positive, when I add these two, okay, negative 9 plus 1, it should give me negative 8. Now the harder stuff, the outside. I know that it's going to be m times m, because m times m is m squared. But I have to worry about this 3. So I have to ask myself, what can both of these numbers be divided by? Both of these can be divided by 1. This one cannot be divided by 3, only this one. So this one would be my 1, my invisible 1. Both of these numbers can be divided by what? By 3. They both have a 3 in common. So the 3 goes up at the top with the 3 and the negative 9. Then you start dividing, right? Negative 9 divided by that 3 in the calculator, negative 9 divided by 3 gives you a negative 3. 1 divided by 1 is a positive 1. M times 1 is 1m, right? You still have to check it. The last thing to do is multiply negative 3 times 1 and make sure that it gives you that last term. Okay, and if everything works out, then this is my factors. 3m plus 1 and m minus 3. Okay, so this is the last one I'm going to do in this video. We're going to skip number 3. We're going to go straight into number 4. So I need everybody to write down problem number 4 down. And let's start filling in our box. Problem number 4. Fill in the box. The first term goes in the first box, 6x squared. The last term goes in the last box, negative 6. So what's the first thing we need to do? Multiply the A and the C. So 6 times negative 6 gives you a negative 36. I need to find factors of 36. And don't worry about the signs. So give me some factors of 36. Remember, you can divide using the calculator to find those factors. 1 times 36. 2 times 18. Let's go in order. Can it be divided by 3? 3 times 12. Can it be divided by 4? 9. So 4 times 9. And then y'all said 6 times 6. So those are all the factors of 36. Then you ask yourself, which one of those gives you a sum or a difference of 5? 4 and 9, if you add them or subtract them. Okay, so if you take the difference, right, of 4 and 9, that will give you 5. So I'm going to put 4x in one of the boxes and 9x in the other box. And I need you to look at this symbol up here. It's not negative anymore. Now it's a positive. So the bigger number of these two is going to take that symbol. The 9 needs to be positive. The 4 needs to be negative, so that when I add them, okay, 9 plus a negative 4, it gives you a positive 5. Okay? So here's the tricky part. Both of them are going to be x. X times x is x squared. But now I cannot use 6 and 1. So I need to look at the terms inside and see what can both of them be divided by. 6 and the 4 can both be divided by 2. That's why this 2 goes here. The 6 and the 4 can be divided by 2. And the 6 and the 9 can both be divided by 3. So then we start dividing. We do the actual dividing. What's 9 divided by 3? Positive 3. What's negative 4 divided by 2? Negative 2. And then you multiply the last 2, make sure that it gives you that negative 6. 3 times negative 2 gives you negative 6. So my factors are 2x plus 3 and 3x minus 2.